Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Aiden from KA Media Network, and I'm coming to you guys today with fighters to watch while getting into the sport. So, I did some prediction videos and stuff like that, but I also kind of wanted to, do some content that's more about, what I actually think and not just what's going on. So, I'm going to be going through every division. I'm going to do one unranked guy and one ranked guy. And, yeah, I'm not going to go for just like, all strikers and stuff like that because obviously I could just go, majority strikers, majority knockout people, whatever. So I kind of try and throw in some people that have grappling too, or just have all around. I wouldn't say most of my guys are grapplers or anything like that by any means, but definitely that the guys are all very well rounded. So that was more so what I thought about, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. So for unranked flyweight, I put Alden Correa. He just fought on the last card, Chukin versus Hernandez, Anthony Hernandez. But yeah, he got a pretty big decision over Luis Garule. I mean, he's slick boxing, nice. Touches up the body really well. He's a pretty decent grappler, so pretty excited for him. Doesn't really have any fights booked right now, but I would say he's probably about one or two more fights away from the top 15. So I'm pretty excited about this guy. So for the ranked flyweight, we got the GOAT, Horiguchi. The Gooch is loose. We all know Horiguchi. Dude, he's been in the UFC. Well, he's been in the fight game for, every time you watch this dude fight, they're gonna say it. He fought Demetrius Johnson and lost. We know, but the dude's insane. He's got crazy speed, crazy at grappling, super exciting to watch. I remember whenever I was watching the card, I watched with my dad and stuff like that, and I kept telling him like, bro, Horiguchi, this dude's the GOAT, bro. He should be the main event. He should be the main event. No hate to Bautista, but I'm just saying like I was super hyped for this dude. Comes out there, beats up Tiger Ulanbekov and Amir Albazi, which I mean, obviously, those aren't like the best guys in the division, obviously, but I mean, super good wins. Definitely. I mean, what is he? I think he's top 5 now. But honestly, I could really see him giving a hard fight to anybody. I don't really know who could beat him. I think Manel Cobb could probably be a problem just because of the knockout power and stuff like that. But I mean, honestly, I would probably favor him to beat pretty much anybody. And very impressive wins. He kind of got through both wins without taking any damage. He completely destroyed Ulanbekov. And honestly, I always thought Ulanbekov sucked, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He's like, bro. I don't know. Like all the Dagestani guys. It's like, how did he? Who is this guy? How did he get here? Like, the picture I'm referencing. Like, bro, I don't understand how this dude got here. I never thought he was that good. But I mean, whatever. Then he faces Amir Albazi, who obviously had like his injuries. I forgot what it was, but I know he was out for a long time. Loses in the main event to Moreno, and then he pulls out of a fight. Was it Almabayev maybe? I forgot who he pulled out of a fight against, or someone like that. But I mean, Horiguchi completely beats him up. It was crazy. He's super fast, good scrambles, whatever. The dude's crazy, bro. I don't know. I'm definitely excited to see him in the title picture. And bro, it's crazy the fact that like not even that long ago, people were like, "Oh, flyweight's dead, flyweight's dead." Now we got all these different contenders, bro. Flyweight, honestly, I'm hyped for it. I would say though, it's more of like if you're like a fan of the sport, it's more of like a division you like. Obviously, it's kind of harder to sell a fight where it's like here's two guys who really don't have much knockout power and are extremely fast. But I mean, this dude's crazy, bro. Honestly, like I'm super hyped to watch him fight next. He's probably one fight away from a title shot, so I don't know who's gonna fight next, dude, but he'll probably be. I'll be picking him to win, probably regardless of who it is. But for an unranked bantamweight guy, I put Charles Jourdain. So he fought at featherweight before. Don't let his record confuse you. The dude's good. He's got a lot of bonuses. Performance of the night, coming off 2 submissions. I'm pretty hyped for him in bantamweight. He's revamped his career, and like the dude has a pretty strong social media presence too. Like I don't know, that's kind of how I got into him a little bit. The dude's pretty funny, like so. I don't know. I'm pretty hyped to watch him fight again. I'm not sure when that's gonna be, but he definitely looks like he looks a lot different at bantamweight than featherweight, and so I'm pretty hyped for him to fight at bantamweight. And I feel like bantamweight was kind of hard. Like I thought about putting like Alexandre Taporia and stuff like that, but I don't know. I like Alexandre, but I think he's a little bit too like slow to kind of sell as like let's get into the sport. Let's get into the sport. I think he's really good, but I think he just holds back his weapons a little too much. I would like to see him go out there and get a knockout, but I mean, that's another good pick. Those Alexandre Taporia, the brother, they're gonna bring that up every time you watch him fight. So you'll have no doubt in your mind who that is. But ranked for bantamweight, like I said earlier too, like I pick well-rounded guys. And also, like, I'm not over here picking like, oh, here's this guy you've never heard of before. He's he's one on Tapology. Like, you haven't heard of him, bro? You're a casual. Like, nah. I mean, Peyton Talbot is extremely well known. I'm sure most people know him, like, just from TikTok, whatever. Just how he is, just like whatever, the Frank Ocean stuff and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, he's a pretty well known dude. But fight style wise, dude, he's crazy good. I think we all know that. Super slick on the feet, showing improved grappling, good, just good all around, good reversals, showing against Cejudo, taking him down, and he has a good personality, man. He's a future star for sure. I'm not really sure as to how like good he is in the bantamweight division in terms of like who is he gonna face next and how does he face off against them, because I think that he's had some easy matchups, right? Even when he lost to Barcelos, like he's looked a lot better since then. So I'm not, and Barcelos has won after that, so we're not gonna like really hold that against him. But I mean, that was a bit of like a cherry pick match for him to go out there and lose like a 30-26 is pretty bad. But then he goes out there against Felipe Lima, who's a more dangerous opponent, I would say, than Barcelos. Wins, I think it was 20. I scored it for him 29-28. Good fight. And then he jumps up in the rankings, which obviously, an average fighter isn't going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, even look at like Jordan. Jordan has 2 back-to-back submissions. He's not getting a rank fight next. That kind of shows you as to like how the UFC wants to push this guy and the star potential that he does have. But I mean, I see him getting a pretty big fight next. I'm not sure as to where. Like, obviously top 10. He beat Cejudo in Cejudo's last fight, which is, I mean, honestly, it's a good win. I think it's more so like you got to compare it to the fact that, like, okay, how does Song Yadong beat Cejudo, and then compare it to Talbot? It was a lot more impressive. Honestly, I could see him fighting Yadong next, or even honestly like Figueiredo. Figueiredo, I don't know, man. Figueiredo don't got much left in the tank. That fight against Umar made no sense. So honestly, I could see him facing Figueiredo next. That's another one of those wins that's kind of like, I think he could pretty easily beat Figgy. I'm not gonna lie, especially in this day and age. Figgy's very low output. Man, it kind of sucks, but I mean, obviously he does have like that one shot KO power, but we're not really seeing much of that anymore. I could definitely see him fighting Figgy next, and then if he fight, they're gonna give him someone else that's very like, kind of easier stylistically for him to beat. Then he'll probably get a title shot. I think he'll probably needs like 2 more fights just for like the UFC standpoint. They'll probably, who knows, they could give him a super big one. But man, bro, all time TikTok matchup would be Peyton Talbot versus Sean O'Malley, bro. The freaking everyone would go crazy. Your 13-year-old cousin who only knows Sean O'Malley and Connor is gonna go insane, bro. But I mean, I'm excited for his next few fights. Dude's very entertaining. He's got a good personality. And yeah, let's move on to the unranked for featherweight. I picked Jose Delgado. I know he did lose his last fight, but I mean, did he really lose that? Nah, I think most people think it's a robbery. Watching it live, honestly, I don't really remember what I scored. I'm pretty sure I did pick whatever his name is. I'm blanking on his name, but I'm pretty sure I picked him to win. But I remember like kind of after the fight being like, I don't know. It was one of those moments where I kind of just, I think it was Nathaniel Wood. I kind of just picked the guy to win that I thought like that I knew. I didn't really know much about Delgado going into that fight. Like I said, I'm still kind of newer in the community in the sport. But I mean, he looked really good, bro. He got dropped a little bit, came back, dropped him back. I mean, it was a good back and forth fight. Watching it live, I was definitely surprised to see that he won, but also it didn't mess up my prediction score, so I wasn't really too mad, obviously. But he's taking on Andre Fili March 14th. That's a very, very winnable fight for him. The UFC just kind of, I think they're kind of just giving him a little bounce back fight. I could definitely see him getting a finish, knockout, or submission. Very well rounded, got good kicks. Yeah, I'm excited to see this dude fight again. And if they have a fight booked, I try to put him on here. That way, it's like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this guy's good, but yeah, when does he fight? Oh yeah, next question. Like, nah, I try to like make it easy for people to find the people. But yeah, he's super cool. I think future top 15. I'm curious to like think like if he would have beat Nathaniel Wood, like where would he be at right now? Because honestly, I think because he's fighting Nathaniel Wood's fighting was it Kita. I think Delgado probably would have got a top 15 just because of the personality. The UFC probably they kind of know that it was a robbery, so I don't know. But for ranked featherweight, I put the guy, y'all know who he is, John Silva. I don't know why he's looking at me like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm recording like alone right now. It's kind of late in my room, and the way he's staring at me is kind of scaring me. So I'm gonna try to make this brief. But I mean, what is there not to say about this dude? He's crazy. Crazy knockout power. He has submission ability. The only thing about this dude, bro, is like I ain't gonna lie. Like I was a little bit of like a fighting nerds kind of like, dude, no one's gonna beat the fighting nerds, bro. That might have been me. I ain't gonna lie. I took part in that. I'm sorry. Um, but I don't know. This dude's insufferable, man. I remember before the Lopez fight, I picked Silva to win, and going in the fight, I was like, dang, bro, I low-key can't stand this dude. It just like clicked in my brain. Like, I feel like I rooted for him against Bryce Mitchell for like obvious reasons, but man, after a while, I'm like, I don't know. Just looking at his face just made me kind of mad. And like, I respect the fact that he's super entertaining, power. He's taunts in the cage. I don't know. He's crazy. I hate to be like Joe Rogan. This dude's a psycho, man. He's a psycho. But I mean, that's it is true. But I mean, I don't know, man. Super hype, super cool to watch fight. His fight against Arnold Allen was really good, especially on that card. I think the main card was a bit of like a lull, from what I remember, and that was a big performance from him. I was glad to see he didn't knock out Arnold Allen though. This one right here was kind of tough. I made the slides probably like 4 days ago or whatever. So before the Strickland versus Hernandez, I thought about putting Costa in here because I'm a big Costa guy. I've been following him for a while, like probably since the beginning of the win streak. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was super hyped to see him get that big win over Dan Ige. But I mean, I don't know, man. This dude's super tough. It's gonna be hard it's hard. Even if you think he's annoying, you can't watch him fight and say, oh, he's not an entertaining fighter. Like, unfortunately, guys, if you want to complain about fighter pay, like we need some casuals to come over here and glaze Gene Silva. Kind of just how it goes. But coming for unranked for lightweight, I got Esteban Ribovics, super, maybe the most entertaining fighter on this whole entire video. Honestly, crazy, just boxer, kickboxer, just constant pressure, throwing, gets hurt, keeps throwing, throws. There's no break with this dude, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all saw the Zell Huber fight. If you haven't, you should go watch that one. Knocked out Terrence McKinney, coming off a win. I forgot who it was over, and he kind of had like a little bit of a robbery too. Who was that over? I don't know. I sound like a casual right now, but I mean, I honestly thought he was gonna get the fight with Moicano. Chris Duncan got it, but I mean, this one was tough, bro. I was thinking about it because there's a lot of guys I could have put for this. I was thinking about like obviously what's his name, Chris Duncan. Kulian Salkild, obviously. I mean, I don't know. This is more of like a preference kind of thing. I like Salkild a lot, especially like just his ability to get knockouts, and he's over here grappling too. I think that like he's a good standard as like what a MMA fighter is, but just from an entertainment standpoint, like I put a lot. Like I said, I put grapples on here too. I had to throw Ribovics, bro. This dude is, I don't know, man, insanely good. Like I said, I did want to see him fight Moicano, man. Honestly, that's one of those fights where it's like, how washed is Moicano? You know what I mean? Because if Ribovics goes up there, he could just pressure him, piece his head off. It could be a quick night, or not a quick night, but a beatdown. But I mean, yeah, I could definitely see him being top 15. There's probably already some guys in the top 15 that he could beat at lightweight. I mean, Michael Chandler. I don't know. You put Michael Chandler, Ribovics to win. You put Michael Chandler, Dariush. You know what I mean? I could honestly see him beating both of them. That's why I was really excited for that Moicano thing because, like I said, if he goes there and smokes Moicano, like Moicano's not an easy win. I know he got beat by the final boss Makhachev and Dariush, which that's a loss that's aging horribly, aging like milk over here, man. But I mean, like I said, like if he goes out there and smokes Moicano, like there is a conversation that we had where it's like, okay, can this dude beat Dan Hooker? Could he beat Patty? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not saying he does or whatever, but I'm just saying like I really did wish he got that big step up instead of kind of having to fight in like a kind of a loaded like bottom half of the top 15. Because like Fares Ziem, I don't pick him to beat Fares Ziem right now. I don't know if I pick him to bet Manuel Torres just because of the power. Michael Chandler, I can just see him fight a Michael Chandler. Chandler drops Ribovics round 1. And then like round 3, this dude Ribovics is just piecing him up, and Chandler's just smiling and laughing like always. But I don't know, man. I can go on a rant about his IQ all day. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I think he could beat a lot of guys in the top, not top 15, but like like those kind of 20-ish guys. I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty hyped though. I think eventually he'll be top 15. There's no way the UFC is gonna just let this dude keep fighting in the prelims, especially at the Apex. They love putting this dude in the Apex, dude. I don't know what it is, bro. The Apex, bro. Here's the thing about the Apex, man. Like Bautista versus what's it called, Oliveira. That was a good Mapex main event because here's the thing. I think that's a good fight, right? If you're watching this video, you probably think that's a good fight. But if you're just an average person, like average like common fan, you're like, dude, Batista's fighting Oliveira in Las Vegas. You're gonna be like Charles Oliveira. They're gonna be like, nah, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, obviously that's an Apex fight. That's fine. But why are we putting this dude on the Apex main card? Like, are you serious? This dude fought on one of the biggest cards of the year. Like, was that last year? I don't know. It's been so long, right? Last year was that? Yeah, no, wait, late 24, I think, right? Against Zellhuber, fight of the night, freaking fight of the year contender, and they're like, yeah, dude, put him in the Apex on the prelims. Like, I don't understand that. Some of the stuff makes no sense. But I mean, they need to put this dude on like a prelim like headliner, or like what's it called, like he is the headline the prelims for a major like pay-per-view, honestly, or even open the main card. That's not crazy to say, especially with some of these main cards. Like, we're watching Taliesin Teixeira on the main card. We're watching Tuivasa on the main card. Like, even Salkill was on the main card. That's no hate to Salkill, but I'm just saying, like, you can throw an unranked lightweight on the main card. Like, they need to get this dude in a big like setting. It doesn't need to be like the biggest fight ever, but just give him someone to throw down with on a main card of a pay-per-view, and just kind of see where that goes. I guarantee you, after that, he'll be a very well-loved fighter and be close to the rankings. But coming up next for lightweight, our rank guy, I put BSD. So this is more my example of like a dude that has the grappling ability, right? Obviously, we know BSD gets a lot of submissions. He's coming off back-to-back knockouts right now. And this dude's looking at me right now like I know the answers. I don't know the answer, bro. But I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch in the division for 100%. And lightweight, dude, it's hard to pick. And I think the reason why I picked him is because of the finishing ability on the ground, where there's ground and pound, submission, and on the feet. Like, it'd be very easily for me to be like, oh, dude, go watch, Max or Charles. Like, obviously, like, if you're a casual, you should already know Max and Charles. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the amount of Charles Oliveira edits I see on a daily basis is crazy. Like, it'd be very easily for them to like Charles. And like I said, like, I don't know. I want to pick people who aren't just already have a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should go watch some of these people that, like, you know what I'm saying? If you see Charles versus Max Holloway as a casual, you'll be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But BSD, I mean, he's just like if you watch Weapons and if you watch Weapons, you know, they just like run at their victim, right? That's how he fights, bro. He just has zero head movement, just falls down, gets back up, keeps running, keeps throwing, shoots the takedowns, whatever. He's going for everything. Submissions, all that, bro. Ground and pound. Like, this dude, think about how Soryukin beat Dan Hooker, and think about how BSD beat Dan Hooker. Very similar, right? Very similar. I'm not saying he's on Soryukin's level. I think Soryukin 100% beats BSD. But what I'm saying is he has the ability to beat a lot of these guys. I don't know that he remains in the top 5 forever, or like for a long extended amount of time. I mean, honestly, in his next fight, I feel like he's either going to be fighting Saryukian or Charles or Max in his next fight, and I honestly would pick him to lose all those. I would probably pick him to beat Gaethje, though. I'm not going to lie. I think Gaethje could definitely just throw a bomb and put him out, but when's the last time you saw Gaethje just bomb someone and put him out? You know what I mean? So, I think he's going to be like good top 5 gatekeeper. Like, I think, honestly, I do think he beats Patty. Dude, BSD versus Gamrot would be a banger. I think he beats Gamrot, too. Obviously, he already beat Rufy. Moicano did beat him, but I mean, honestly, in the rematch, I'm not picking Moicano to win. I think he beats Fiziev. Like, honestly, I think he pretty much beats everyone ranked below him, and I think he loses to everyone above him. I think that, like I said, I think Gaethje will give him a hard fight, but I mean, only because of BSD's lack of head movement. The dude definitely has the ability to just kind of just blob him out, just throw him down, throw some elbows on the ground, make it dirty. And we know Gaethje's chin is pretty cooked. So, yeah, cool fighter, submissions, knockouts. But yeah, man. So coming in at unranked for welterweight, I put Miktabek Orlabai. He's fighting Chris Curtis March 14th. And the reason why I picked him is like kind of the same thing with BSD. Just very, knockouts, submissions, just has the whole package. We saw him knock out Jack Hermanson in his last fight with an ear shot, right? We saw him have a fight of the year contender, or I don't know if it was a contender on like the official voting, but in the fans' eyes, him versus what was his name? I sound like a casual. Rombetsky. Him versus Rombetsky. That was insane, bro. I remember I think I was eating lunch in my grandma's house, and this dude was just getting pieced up, and then comes back. I'm like, bro, shh, shh. I had to silence her. You know what I'm saying? I was locked in, but I mean, super entertaining. And just look at him, bro. He has that. Like, I don't know, man. He looks like almost cross-eyed a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looks like, I don't know, if I ever meet him in person, I might bring a lighter and just hand it to him, see how long it keeps him entertained for, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This dude's tough, man. He's got the power. He's got the submission ability. Only problem with him is that he struggles with making weight, but he did move up to welterweight, which is cool because I low-key was getting tired of like being hyped to watch this dude fight, and then he missed weight. It was really frustrating. But I think him versus Chris Curtis is a good fight. I think it's a tough fight too. I'm not Chris Curtis, like, he's good, but like I don't know. He just frustrates me. Like he's not a bad fighter to watch at all. Obviously, his last fight was a bit of a stinker though. But like this dude always get an eye poke. This dude always has some controversy in every single one of his fights. Like I guarantee you, this dude's finna complain about something. Like it's gonna be a eye poke. It's gonna be a groin shot or something. Like what's the over under on Chris Curtis getting fouled, man? Like honestly, but I do think it's a very winnable fight. Like I don't really see. There definitely is a path to victory for Chris Curtis, but I just think that he'll get it done. I don't know how close he is to being top 15, but I mean, you know, putting someone out cold like that, he's off 2 wins, both finishes. Like, he don't even need to be top 15, man. Like, he's fun enough. Like, he can take damage for sure. We've seen him take damage. He has finishing ability. Like, this dude is going to be fun to watch regardless. So, I'm very excited to watch him fight again. And I'll probably be rooting for him. And I'll be picking him to win, too. But for ranked welterweight, I picked the GOAT. The man whose name, not the GOAT. The man whose name cannot be abbreviated. Carlos Prates. I mean, you've seen this dude probably, right? Crazy knockout power. You know, we people always joke about his partying habits and his smoking cigarettes. But I mean, the dude's a star, bro. He's a star at welterweight. I mean, super cool personality. He looks cool. You know what I'm saying? That's not he looks cool. He got the power. My only issue with him is like I just don't really know how far he's gonna go in this division. It's so stacked. Like I don't really see him getting a title. Like you know what I mean? Like Prates versus Makhachev is like it's a easy sell, but as like a fan, like or as someone who like you know watches every fight and breaks them all down, I don't really see a path to victory for him in that fight. But I mean, he's probably one away. It's a pretty backed up division. It's gonna be hard to get a title shot in this division, and he can definitely be the guy to do it because of his finishing ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about like you know Usman or whatever or what you know what I'm saying? Like or even Ian Gary. Like I think Ian Gary should get the next shot, but it's like if it came down to it, and this is a hypothetical. This is obviously I'm picking Ian Gary to get the title shot, right? And obviously Ian Gary beat Prates, but I'm saying that he has the ability to kind of like stand out amongst all these guys ranked below him because of his knockout power. I mean, you know, I'm thinking about doing, you know, they're probably thinking about doing Prates versus JDM next, right? If JDM beats Prates, he's not getting a title shot. If Prates knocks out JDM, he's getting a title shot. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it goes. And like, I don't really know if I pick him to beat that fight, win that fight because of JDM's output, his striking defense, and just he's 100% gonna out volume Prates, right? 100%. But I mean, like, I just don't even see like think about if JDM fought Makhachev again. Like, there's not really a path to victory for him. Even with Prates, like, there's that knowing that he could just throw a knee up the middle. He could land a left hand. You know what I'm saying? He could make it happen. Like, I'm not picking him to be Makhachev. But if you're going to say, can he knock out Makhachev 100%? Can Ian Gary knock out Makhachev? I don't think so. Like, I do think that Michael Morales is better than him. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if he gets that one more knockout, then that's it, bro. He's gonna be fighting for the belt. And he's a super cool guy to watch fight, too. I do think he beats a lot of these guys, especially ranked below him. I mean, you know, the dude's tough. He made Leon Edwards look like trash. And I mean, I know that's not like a super big accomplishment just because of how his last 3 fights have gone. But at the end of the day, it is something. Even Jeff Neal, he knocked Loki, man. Both of his last 2 wins have not aged very well. Jeff Neal got flatlined, and freaking Leon. Well, I guess Leon got flatlined too. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, Leon was already lost 2 in a row by pretty dominant fights. But I mean, is what it is. If Leon can come out and bounce back, then like I don't know, this dude will have some more hype on his name. But moving on to the unranked middleweight, this one was a bit tough. But I picked Mansour Abdul Malik. Got a pretty impressive win last time, got like a standing guillotine. This dude is insanely muscular, and he's fighting Yosiri Belagarui, and he's not even favored in this fight, which I thought was a little bit interesting. But then again, like I said, I haven't really done my research yet, right? I'm gonna have to go through, watch some old fights, kind of, get my homework ready. But the dude is entertaining, man. He's got power, he's got submissions. My only thing with him, he had like that no contest, which was like, I think it was because of like a headbutt, maybe, right? Was it because of a headbutt? But I mean, the dude is crazy good. Like, I'm super hyped to watch him fight, and even just the 0 on his name, that gives it more to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna glaze him because he's undefeated, but like, I will say like that adds a lot more hype on your name, and I think that his next fight is a really big fight for him. If he can pull that off, like, definitely be moving up in the division. But I mean, this division was kind of tough for me. Like, obviously, there's a Thibaut Gutierrez, right? Super like, he's super hyped up prospect. But the reason why I didn't pick a Atiba was just because of his last performance, man. I'm not the type to be like, oh, he didn't get the knockout. Pulayev is not a bad fighter either, right? I'm not the type to like kind of like overanalyze it, but it was obviously a little bit underwhelming, right? I think we can all agree that it was underwhelming. We wanted him to get the knockout. We thought he was going to get the knockout. He doesn't get it. He also gets outlanded. I don't think it was a robbery. I scored him rounds 1 and 2, but I mean, honestly, man, like, if that was a 5-round fight, man, I really don't think he would have won that. We saw him get tired. We saw Puliev kind of walking backward, throwing kicks, and he got outlanded pretty comfortably too. You know what I'm saying? I think he only landed like 40 strikes, and obviously they're all going to be significant. They're all going to be more damaging. But honestly, I think if you put Atiba versus someone who's actually going to shoot on him and can kind of avoid the pressure and the bombs and just throw kicks at range, I don't really know how he fares in that fight. Like, sometimes these dudes are too muscular. Like, it kind of just doesn't really end well for them. And I think that, like, it goes to show, like, in Atiba's next fight, like, I could very well, or most people, honestly, you could very well be picking against them. I don't really know how, like, the betting odds, and I don't really, like, I don't want to, like, talk about betting or whatever, but I'm just using it as, like, an example. Like, I'm curious to see how, like, the lines are going to be on that, because it was a very underwhelming performance. But I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna overdo it and talk about and say, oh, he sucks or whatever, right? He's like, what is he, 10-1, and he's like 25, right? So I definitely think he has that star potential still, but he's gonna have to come out and do something pretty big against a tougher opponent in his next fight. But I did pick Mansour Abdul Malik, so yeah. For coming up, ranked middleweight, this one was tough, bro. I had a hard time with this one because I feel like middleweight is very like, kind of it's a little lackluster, man. I can't even like sugarcoat it, right? Especially like towards like the middle of it, right? Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, bro, like Brendan Allen or like Izzy's already on the downside of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, RDR kind of is coming off a pretty like kind of a loss where like I don't really want to promote him after that loss. I don't think he's like trash or whatever, but I do think it's kind of harder to sell him as a fighter after that. I thought about doing like for Bruno Ferreira, but I mean, I think he's like technically ranked, but it's kind of a bit of a weird thing because I know he like missed weight in his fight against Vettori, and I think he's about to fight Gregory Rodriguez again. But even though he just lost, I wanted him to put Anthony Hernandez. This was tough, man. It was tough to watch him lose like that. But even with that being said, he still is one of the most entertaining fighters in the division. Good on the feet, good on the ground, and it does suck that Strickland did that because I said did that like he like did something like horrible, like he committed the crime or something. But obviously, it just kind of suck a little bit because we all wanted to see him fight Chimaev, but I mean, he is gonna lose quite a bit of hype after that. But I mean, it's not over, right? I think he still beats a lot of guys, especially the ones ranked below him. I do think RDR is a tough fight for him because of the body work of RDR, right? We've seen that Hernandez isn't really good at getting hit to the body. And not even just from the Strickland fight, like from Michelle Pajeda and stuff like that. Like, the dude gets hit in the body a lot. Like, or not a lot, but he doesn't take it that well. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's tough, but I still think he is one of the more entertaining fighters in the division. And, I mean, I don't really know who he'll be facing in his next fight, but, I mean, he'll probably win. But coming up next, light heavyweight unranked, I put Iwo Baranowski. This dude, I know y'all probably watched his last fight. Like, this dude just walk forward, swung like bar fight, right? It was a skilled bar fight, and he's gonna be taking on Austin Lane March 21st. And I mean, what is there much to say for him other than the fact that his last fight was incredible, right? Super just. But obviously, we know he can't do that once he gets to the higher level. Like, he's not going to be fighting up the rankings, just straight up throwing hands. But light heavyweight is a very dense division. Like, he could go pretty far just being like a blockhead and just throwing punches. But I mean, super entertaining. Like, he's the kind of fighter that like like someone's dad's gonna love. Like, they're gonna be like, this Iwo Barnussi kid's he's the real deal, and he's gonna get like out grappled. But I mean, I'm curious to see like what his grappling ability is and stuff like that, and kind of how he fights in like a 3-round fight or whatever, like a full. I want to see him like go to. I mean, I don't want to see him go to decision, but like I want to see how he fares in like a 3-round fight in a match where he has to get up from the takedown, get off the fence. Like, there obviously is more questions there's a lot of questions that haven't been answered when it comes to him. But I mean, the question that has been answered is he entertaining? Yup. Does he have power? Yup. So that's enough for me to put him on here, especially for light heavyweight. Very like just dense division, like I said. Like, I mean, think about him versus like Zhang Ming Yang. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying he beats him or whatever, but I'm saying like there is a conversation to be had where it's like he very well could be in the top 15 after like 2 or 3 fights. Like, it's not like he's gonna have to fight like 4 or 5 times, like say like a welterweight would or like a middleweight would, or not middleweight, like a welterweight or like a lightweight. So I think he could get in the rankings pretty fast, honestly. And I'll be picking him to win March 21st. Obviously, I'll talk more about that whenever I do my predictions. But yeah, ranked for light heavyweight, I put Yuri Prohaska. Pretty sure most people know him. Super entertaining. He's got insane power. You've never seen someone fight like him before. It's crazy. And every time you watch him fight, you will hear the commentator say exactly what I just said. But I mean, the GOAT, man. Nah, I'm playing. But he's probably the most entertaining fighter on this whole entire list. I mean, he's got the power. He's got the heart. Like, he has more heart than any fighter I've ever seen, bro. And he's only lost in the UFC 2 times to Alex Pereira, both times. So, I honestly think I have never picked against him against anyone other than Pereira. Like, I picked him against Jamal Hill. I picked him against Roundtree. And even Roundtree, he loses the first 2 rounds. Knocks him out in the third. Like, this dude doesn't, like, there's no quit in him. He's not one of those guys who are going to watch him. You know, he could be down 4 rounds, and round 5, he's gonna fight, like, whatever. Like, he's going to fight. He fights. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, even though, like, watch his fight against Glover Teixeira. Like, this dude he can take so much damage, and unfortunately, Alex Pereira no one can take damage from him, right? So, I mean, this dude is nasty, bro. He doesn't have a hands up. He just walks forward with his hands down, 100% head movement, just throws crazy punches, throws knees, body knees, spinning elbows. Everything is in his arsenal. He doesn't really like shy away from anybody. And I'm pretty sure he'll be fighting for the belt next because it's not confirmed yet. We had a lot of rumors this week about him fighting Chimaev or Olberg, which I think he'll be fighting Olberg. I don't see a world where Chimaev moves up. Because the UFC can't stand that dude. And honestly, man, if he went out there and he smoked DDP, I still would say he shouldn't move up. But at least it would be a conversation to be had where it's like, you know, he came out here and smoked this guy, and he already fought. Like, Chimaev should already have a defense. Even if he had one defense, I would still be like, you know, I don't want him to move up. But at the end of the day, right, a lot of times with these guys, just like these big egos and are like undefeated, they kind of just want to move up and move up. Like, that's all they want to do. So I think with Chimaev, like, I don't know that we ever get that fight, but I do think he'll be fighting for the belt next, most likely against Olberg, which I think is a good fight. I'll definitely be picking Yuri to win that fight. Like I said, only person I wouldn't pick him to win against is Pereira, and I think Pereira's going to move up to heavyweight. So if there's a world where Pereira is the heavyweight champ and Prohaska is the light heavyweight champ, then we have hit like the golden years of MMA, man. Like it's gonna be crazy. But I mean, this dude is super entertaining, bro. But next up, we got heavyweight, and this one was kind of hard because I was kind of between him and Asplund or whatever. Heavyweight's another division where like there's not really a lot going on, but the two guys like Asplund and Hokit, like they're very entertaining. And the reason why I picked Hokit is because like just look at him, bro. Like he just looks like he'd make you mad, and he does make people mad. And I think that's kind of why I put him on here is because he has the fight style, he has wrestling. We saw him go out there and just completely smoke Denzel Freeman, right? He's gonna get a pretty big step up in competition next, and I mean, the reason why I put him too is because he's so like just the way he is, like kind of like Colby and like Chael Sonnen a little bit, where it's just like you either gonna love them or like you're gonna be like watching, you're gonna be hate watching, like. You know, we've all had a fight where we did some hate watching, right? We've all done that. Don't lie. Drop your favorite hate watching fight moment in the comments. But what's it called, man? I mean, even on the mic after, like he has a bit. He's annoying, right? Obviously, he's annoying, but he has a bit of charm to him where it's like I kind of want to see this guy get chinned, but I also kind of want to see how far he can go at the same time. And I think his fight style is impressive. He has knockout power. He barrels through people. He gets the crowd going. He talks mess. You know what I'm saying? He's a funny dude, and I'm hyped to watch him fight again. I think he'll probably get a White House fight. I don't know. He's definitely like the type to fight on the card. I could see him fighting like Derek Lewis, and honestly, you know, I don't know if I pick him to beat Derek Lewis, but the problem is that whenever you pick against Lewis, he wins, and whenever you pick for Lewis, he you know what I'm saying? Like you can never get Derek Lewis fights right. But he definitely has like the energy of someone that gets chinned by Derek Lewis, and you're like, bro, remember Josh Hokit? But at the end of the day, right, it don't really matter. Like it's gonna be a fun time regardless. So I'm excited to watch him fight again. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna be. Most likely the White House. But for our last spot, heavyweight, I picked Walter Walker. Like I said, like heavyweight, man, it's a hard division to sell, especially in this day and age. Like just kind of. Like, the fact that Spivak versus Elijah is one of the best heavyweight fights we've gotten in a minute, that alone should say enough. But I picked Walter Walker just, number one, his record, too. Like, he has one loss, first fight in the UFC, and I don't remember it that well, but from what I can remember, people were kind of saying, like, oh, it was a robbery, So, I mean, that kind of goes to show you, like, whatever. Like, the dude's good. He has a really good personality. We saw him fight the dude with no legs in a grappling match, which I mean it's pretty messed up, right? But I mean I'm pretty sure there was no like real issues going into it. It's kind of just like a gimmicky sort of thing. But I mean it was pretty funny. Like the dude's he's good on the mic, and he gets submissions, bro. He gets those heel hooks. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the heel hooks. He has 4 in a row. It's because he's heavyweights, bro. They rely too much on power. They can't stop like a simple move. And, I mean, he's just running with it. Like, it's almost like a game. It's like, how far can this dude go by just doing the same thing over and over again? And it's fun. Like I said, he's good on the mic. And he's going to be fighting Marcin Tybura on March 28th. And I'm picking him to win that fight. I'm not picking Tybura to win. I don't think I've ever picked Tybura to win. Unless it's against, like, Derek. I think Tybura would probably be, like, Talerson Teixeira, maybe. But I don't know. But, I mean, yeah. I think Walter Walker's pretty good, man. Like I said, good personality. I could see him winning this fight, end up in a pretty big fight afterwards. I definitely want to see him and like Hokit collide at some point. Hokit, like his callouts are trash, bro. This fool called out Walter Walker. I already stopped one Brazilian. Like, bro, come on. You called out Walter Walker. Like, come on, bro. Like you fought one time, and then he beats Denzel Freeman in Denzel Freeman's second fight in the UFC, and he calls out Waldor Cortez Acosta. Like, look, bro, just because he's a bad follower doesn't mean you could just fight him, right? Like, there's rankings that play into it. But I mean, that's kind of why I want to see Hokit even fight higher. Like, I don't want to see him get chinned against Derek Lewis. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to see him get chinned by like some low level guy where it's just like, oh, that's it. Like, I want to see him. I want to see a build up. I want to see like, bro, can you imagine like a main card build up of like Walter Walker and Josh Hokit, bro? Like, everyone would be knowing about that. Everybody would be knowing about that. But yeah, these are my picks for fighters to watch while getting into the sport. Like I said, like I wish that I like did more research before I started watching the sport, because I remember like the first ever like time. Like I said, I'm pretty new to sport. The first time I really sat down and watched like a fight, it was like Leon Edwards versus like Bilal. So like you can imagine how my watching experience was, especially as a new fan. And it was a boring fight, but like especially as a new fan, dude, I was heated, bro. Like that's not the first ever like I said like fight I ever watched, obviously. But that's the first ever like full card I like really like sat down and watched. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and this is Aiden signing off.